Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Nostalgia Unboxings. Today we're back to Transformers Kingdom, my little mini series here, with another fossilizer, and I'm actually slightly more excited than usual to be unboxing a fossilizer because recently, and by recently I mean maybe about a week, a little bit more than a week before this video goes live ago, Hasbro has released their new plans for, I guess, the next half of this, I don't even know what you would call it, this line of Transformers. So for Kingdom, there's going to be, another part with some more figures and another wave and such and such. And so they have released a whole bunch of spoilers and basically all the new info regarding it, and even pre-orders have gone up, which I've already gotten pretty much everything. So hopefully it'll all come in, and all those videos will happen in the future. But the exciting thing about what they revealed was they revealed one more new fossilizer Transformer, and then they also revealed that the old ones, so this one that is in the box here, Paleo T-Rex, and the new fossilizer that will be coming are actually a 3-part combiner, which is really, really cool. And I mean, it looks kind of weird, don't get me wrong, from the pictures that I've seen, but I still think it's really interesting and kind of cool that, it was something they kind of kept secret from everyone. They're just like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, all these things combined into one figure. And also the strange thing is, I'm not sure, we'll find out about this one here, but I know that the new fossilizer that they're releasing is definitely a Maximal. And Paleo T-Rex, as we've seen before, is a Predacon. So I don't know if there's if there's ever been any other combiner Transformer that has been comprised of both opposite factions coming together to form one bot, which I found kind of just, weird and interesting, I guess. Like, if there's another one, let me know. But I genuinely cannot recall any other combiner having both, Autobot and Decepticon members of it, or, in this case, Maximal and Predacon. Hopefully we can blur that out. But yeah, wow, they really just barely squeezed it in here. Alright, yeet. And here we go, and it is Ractonite. Take a look at that and his little thing. Well, he looks really big inside this packaging, actually. This is a very bulky figure. I'm quite surprised. Here we go with the little box art, which looks really, really nice, as always. I really love this style. I like the glowing red eyes and whatnot. Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron trilogy. That's a mouthful. Of course, the what do you call it? The Cybertronian? Or whatever the little lettering here, as all of them had. Kind of interesting stuff. Basically the same as all of them really have been. He is a 16-step converter from what it looks like. And we get a little preview here of what he looks like when you, take him apart to bits and pieces and put them on someone else. That is... I like how they put the product code of whoever's featured here, but they don't put his actual name. I mean, I love Transformers, but there's no way in hell that I can tell you who this guy actually is, just from WFC K16. Also, the Ashens reference, not to 3 sad onions. I think we haven't done that in a while. Also, yeah, these are recyclable. I think I mentioned that before, and he is deluxe class. So yeah, that is the... Oh, he is a Predacon. Huh. So yeah, that's even weirder. So it's 2 Predacons and then 1 Maximal. Because I'm almost positive the other one's a Maximal from what I saw. Unless it was misprinted or I'm really big dumb. But I'm pretty sure it's a Maximal, which makes it very weird. But yeah, I guess he is a Predacon, which is kind of sad. I was kind of hoping this guy would be an Autobot because he is a Vegisaurus, a Styracosaurus, actually, if we're going to get technical here. I'm pretty sure he's a Styracosaurus. If anyone can correct me on that, that'd be very interesting. Also, my phone is ringing. 1 second. Decline. There we go. Alright, back to the video. And I always struggle on freaking getting the... Okay, we have to stick it in here. Getting the tape off of these boxes here. Okay, this one is the one that you go down on. I will never understand why they mix... I damage every single box when I do that. Unbelievable. So, gotta pull the tab out. Flop the lid. Oh my god, this one... Oh, there's an... Okay, this one is another piece of tape. None of the... I'm gonna be really pissed if there's something missing and this is like a repack. Because that actually looks like a little... Oh no, it's the same kind of tape. Never mind. False alarm! got worried there. I've seen a lot of pictures on Facebook of people who have gone to their local, you know, Targets and stuff to buy Transformers, and they've seen repacks, like really obvious ones. Like it'll be just like someone in the box, you know, they took out they bought the figure, took out the actual figure they wanted, and replaced it with some random old Transformer, and like it'll clearly be completely out of place or like not even fit inside the original packaging. But I guess the people, you know, at the stores don't give any shits whatsoever, and they'll still put it back up on the shelf. So yeah, people are really scummy, and it's not cool. Don't do that, guys. Come on. Have some class. So here we go. Here we have Ractonite, and boy, he is actually huge in this package. Oh, and he comes with a little Destiny card. Let's pop that out. For Megatron, ooh, one we haven't gotten yet. Before we take a look at the bot itself, I'm going to adjust myself in my chair, and we'll take a look at the instructions. So yeah, here we go. Predacon logo and Ractonite. 8 and up. Let's unfold this thing. And we will scroll by it like this. Pretty sweet. And the back, which I think is going to be a little different. Yeah, so it has all the parts and stuff. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned this in any of the other fossilizer videos, but I've also seen a lot of people getting really, really creative with them, buying multiples of each one, and then you can just combine them into like these just giant behemoth hulking like monstrosity figures, and it seems so cool. Some people have done some really, really cool stuff with them, so I'm interested to see, you know, what other things people will come up with when the new fossilizer also comes out. It is a, well, I guess I could spoil it since, I mean, it's already been released, but it's a Pteranodon-based fossilizer, so, you know, little pterodactyl. So he has little, you know, wings and stuff, so I think people could do some really interesting stuff with it. Ah, it's Huffer. See, what the heck? They name him here, but they didn't name him on the back of the package, which I feel like would help sell him if they named him here. Oh, like if you're at the store, you know, you see this. I mean, well, actually, this is a completely false scenario. It's never going to happen because all the scalpers have already bought off like 90% of the toys you want. But in the event that you're in the Fantasyland where that didn't happen, you can pick up the package for Ractonite and go, wow, he looks pretty cool on Huffer. I'm going to go grab that toy too. And then you grab a Huffer and then you've bought 2 toys now. Whereas if you just, you know, the little code, I feel like it's less of an incentive. But again, I realize that's an imagination scenario now because Transformers have been very hard to find on the shelves as of late. Hopefully that changes in the future. But I'm definitely not taking any chances. So there we go. That's basically the instructions. Yeet. And then, as always, actually, what do I do first? You know what? Let's do this first. So here we go. We have Megatron with the classic super, super foily stickeriness. Decepticons. And then we can... I always feel... I'm going to be completely honest. I feel terrible doing this every video. And as soon as I'm done with it, I freaking stick it all back as best as I can. But here we go. Megatron. And I can't really make out what I'm looking at here. He's got an axe and chains all over himself by the looks of it. And I really can't read. Is there any way to read this? Is it like some app or something? I feel like there's got to be some way to actually read the Cybertronian text, but I just cannot figure it out. It's not something that I have, you know, been made aware of, so really curious about that. So if anyone knows about that, also let me know. Maybe I can, in a future video, I can, you know, grab all the cards I have and actually somehow decipher them, if that's a possibility. So there we go. That's Megatron. Actually, that's not going to work. Let's put like this. Nice and carefully so it doesn't... This is never going to unstick off me, is it? Okay, there we go. Close enough. We will get to that later. And here we have Ractonite himself. Let's take a look at the back of the packaging. He's got his little... What the heck is this? Why was that on like a little piece of tape? What even is this from? Oh, is this his nose? Oh, it's his nose horn. Take a look at that. It fell off from right there. Is this part supposed to like split? Alright, that's something interesting we'll have to take a look at. So let's put that right here and then probably lose it. Hopefully not. As you can see, he did split in half at the torso here, Darth Maul style, after I pulled him out. But Wow, that's actually a surprisingly tight fit. I'm not sure how it actually came open in the first place. Look at the massive Styracosaurus head shoulder piece, though. It's like, oh, there's actually a little piece of, okay, interesting. I actually completely missed this. Let's take that off. And do that. Do these come off too? Oh, look! All the horns come off! Oh, that's pretty cool. You could fit that onto a lot of, different Transformers, I think, actually, that have the pegs. You could do some interesting stuff with that piece. Very interesting. Let's try to... There we go. It's got a little square peg thing. So let's just... And... Ooh, it's not the tightest. It is not the tightest joint, but it kind of worked. And while we're at it, let's put his little schnoz. Oh, this is really loose. Maybe I have it backwards? Oh, maybe... Oh, what the heck? Oh, wait, his head is like splitting. Is that part of the transformation? Oh, I don't think it is. Why is it so split? Here, let me like try to zoom in a little bit. Maybe we could get into better detail. Look how big that split is. I don't know why it's so far apart. What the heck? This is a problem. What the heck? Yeah, this is not good. Okay, well, yeah. Yeah, this is really loose. Look, you can see how wobbly it is here. Let's zoom back out. Not that way. This way. Yeah, you can see me like flicking it. This is not good. This is not good at all. Dang, I might have to actually just... Oh, I'm probably gonna have to find some fix here. Ooh, that's that's incredibly annoying. And I know I'm like dwelling on this now, but this is really bad, Hasbro. That's like really, really bad. This is such a tiny part, but it's so important to the Styracosaurus skull. So it's unfortunate that it's so easy to lose. But moving on, he does have, you know, the typical articulation everywhere from basically being entirely comprised of peg pieces. And I guess a couple of joints. His hands look weird. And by his hands, I mean they're literally just the feet. What are these? The forelegs. These are just the forelegs of the Styracosaurus with a weird peg coming out of them. So that's not the coolest thing. Although I guess you could fix his little... Oh, he has a soft tail too. Like, who had that? Vertebrake. Vertebrake had a little soft tail too. Except this one's like so bulky that it is stiffer going up and down. Kind of like an actual tail. But you kind of like put it on that like that, I guess, and have it be a lance? Not too sure about that. Not too sure at all. Let's pop that off. It does not look too cool in my opinion. Ooh, we should look at the head sculpt though, because I actually really, really like it. Take a look at that. This looks like something out of Monster. Oh, does he have a movable visor? Oh, what the heck is his head? Oh, his head is actually, I guess it folds up somehow. Oh, I actually moved it completely out of frame. He's got a peg on his head. He's a peg head. We can move this open, I guess, and oh yeah, his visor comes over. Oh, that's probably for the transformation. Interesting. That looks really cool too, actually. I really like how that looks. But his head looks like something out of Monster Hunter or something, like a helmet, which definitely gets it a lot of points in my book. Also, look at those pretty red eyes and that kind of weird... Is that a jaw? It's really hard to tell because they decided to make it all black. I can't tell if he has a mouth or not, or if that's just like one of those Optimus Prime style face guards. Well, let's zoom back out. He is definitely a lighter color. I like how they picked a different color of bone for each fossilizer to kind of distinguish them, which will make it easy when you do end up combining them and mixing them up. It'll be really easy to figure out which parts go to who. So that's actually... It's probably going to look really weird when you actually combine them all into the big one, but I think overall it's a really, really smart decision so parts don't get all mixed up. So yeah, I mean, it is a thing. And this one opted for the very, very pale bone color, which is pretty cool. Oh, the eyes kind of look a little weird. The very bright red eyes. Here, let's actually zoom in on this too because it looks really funky. Because it's not like a round socket or anything. It's just like a really flat piece that's inside there with some red on it. It looks really weird and unnatural. And I don't know why they did that because I don't think any of the other fossilizers had something like that. I would have... Honestly, probably just preferred a hole going all the way through. That might have, fit the skull theme better. Although I like that you can stick your fingers through these. But yeah, I mean, he's got your basic articulation, and he's super, super chunky, like a big... Whoa! That is some weird shoulder articulation. What the heck? Hold on. Oh, it bends down. That's really weird. Oh, that's some freaking wonky articulation. That's going to be kind of fun to try to pose. Yeah, basic, knees and stuff. He does have ankle swivel! Ah! I'm really happy about that. A lot of the kingdom, almost all the kingdom figures, I think, have had an ankle swivel so far, which is a huge improvement for, actually displaying them. 10 out of 10. Oh, here he's got his little Predacon logo. That's, oh, yeah, it looks like that. Almost like in the location where you would expect like the Jurassic Park logo on a Jurassic Park toy. They all have this stamp, which is kind of cool. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's a little bent on this part, but that's no biggie. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of basically it. He does not do much, no action features or anything, although he is one big chunky boy. Alright, and we are back to him in his beast mode. So here we have his Styracosaurus mode, and it looks pretty alright. It's nice and chunky and pretty sturdy, which of course is always a good thing. And it has 4 legs, so it stands perfectly well, pretty much no matter where you put it, be it, soft surface, or my hand, or your shelf, which is always great. And it looks aesthetically pretty nice, in my opinion. I think the tail looks a little funky, just because you have the nice bone here, but then you have, like, this, joint part that they kind of put in, which kind of skips everything, and then it goes back to all the bony stuff. So it's just kind of looks out of place, and it would have been nice if there was some way to, contract it a little bit just to make it shorter and to cover that little weird gap up. But, what can you do? Other than that, I mean, it is a very nice, skeletal effigy, I guess. That's kind of a weird way to describe it, but it is definitely kind of a cool reconstruction of a Styracosaurus. He does have one important thing that I, always love to mention. It's got a moving jaw, and he has a weird peg that's in here that I'm assuming is for his, weird fossilizer gimmicks and stuff, and probably for that combiner that I mentioned. But you kind of tuck it into the jaw like that, and it does a pretty good job of following it around, of maintaining the same level of friction so it doesn't go out of place. So you can pose, it with its mouth open and stuff if you do choose so. Although it does look kind of weird. It almost, because, I mean, come on. Most reconstructions, when you see, these ceratops and dinosaurs, when they're reconstructed with their skin and stuff for documentaries, usually people, it is assumed that they had little cheeks, like just skin covering this whole huge part. So it was mostly only their beaks that open and close. So it does look really, really funky when you open up like the whole skull and it just has this massive mouth here. And it kind of reminds me of Thrilling 30th Rhinox, because he had the same thing where in Rhino mode, you kind of open up the rhino mouth, and instead of being, like the kind of little cute, weird, lippy, mouth that rhinos have, it is just this gigantic, toothy abomination that looks like it's gonna swallow you whole, which is kind of funky. But yeah, that's definitely something that reminded me of it. And I guess it's somewhat fitting because Rhinox is also one of the new figures that was teased and released by Hasbro for the Wave 2. The other ones are actually Scorponok and... Is that really it? Yeah, it's Rhinox, Scorponok, and then the new fossilizer, whose name I definitely can't remember so far. I don't know if they're gonna, have more in the wave or not. But so far, those are the ones that have been teased, as well as the new Titan for this year, which is one a lot of people, including me, have been looking forward to, which is Titan Class Arc. And I have all those figures pre-ordered, including the Arc already. I hopped onto it like the second that it went live on Big Bad Toy Store. So I can't wait to do that video. I think it's coming sometime at the end of summer. I think it's like around September, August is when it says on Big Bad Toy Store that they're going to ship. So, look forward to more videos of this kind of stuff then. Although I will try to, keep Transformers stuff somewhat going, during all the gaps as well, just because I like Transformers. But yeah, I mean, there's not much else to really say about this mode. Here's his little tattoo of the Predacon logo in Beast mode. It's kind of where it's located and how it looks like versus Robot mode before. And overall, I want to like this figure because I do love big chunky boys. And I do like his design and the beast mode itself. I like Styracosaurus. It is pretty aesthetically pleasing with its big horns. And I like some of the gimmicks, like how these horns can come off. And I think, as we saw in the instructions over there, he has some really cool fossilizer gimmick modes. I think you could turn him into a huge hammer and like a lance and stuff. And that kind of stuff is really cool. But man, and I don't know if it's just maybe this one. You know, obviously my sample size here is just one figure. So I don't know if all the figures for this guy, or for Ractonite here, are the same. But like this split in the skull really messes a couple things up that I think are really important for the figure. Namely, you know, this horn being pretty loose and very easy to fall out and lose, which is a huge, huge downer. And then the frill just... the whole figure is so, you know, solid and chunky and nothing really wiggles too much. And then you have this really flimsy frill on the skull, which I think is one of the most important and iconic part. I mean, if you do end up losing this, like, it looks so goofy. It looks like just a really weird, deformed rhino or something. And it's just, I really wish that he could have fixed it. And I can't really say that I like this figure too much because of those huge glaring issues. And now it doesn't want to go back in, which is also great. Go back in, I say. There we go. So yeah, it is a figure, just like most of the fossilizers. It is a cool concept, and I actually do personally like the aesthetic of it being skeletal and stuff, but they all have such glaring downsides. It seems like every single one failed pretty badly in at least some front. And, I mean, it does feel bad. And it's weird, though, because most of my Kingdom figures so far, pretty much all of them, I think, that I reviewed, I've actually mentioned that a lot of their joints and stuff are very nice and stiff. Which is just so weird that this one has to be the complete opposite and be very loose in a lot of these key places. But yeah, I mean, this has been Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Ractonite Fossilizer. Unboxing and I guess somewhat of a review. So, yeah, that's kind of my verdict. Just like with most fossilizers, it is just eh. And so, yeah, I mean, that's basically it, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the video as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe because that helps out the channel tremendously. And if you did like the video, if you did enjoy this kind of stuff, you know, please do, you know, leave a comment telling me what you think. What is your personal opinion, again, on the fossilizers, or maybe on Ractonite in particular? Is yours different? Maybe mine is just, like, warped from being improper storage, maybe in the heat, in the warehouse or something? I have no idea, because, you know, again, sample size of 1 is not a very good sample size. But yeah, and if you do want to see more videos like this, I tend to upload every Wednesday evening, so that is when you should tune in. And yeah, I mean, hit the bell if you want to also get notified, so yeah, that'll help you out a lot. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. Hope to see you in the next video, and yeah, bye-bye.